You're watching Jaxblade's Month of Halloween. Let's get some shit out of some psychopaths.
I'm comically even though I haven't read the Jason comic books.
I'm sorry, I just had to call out those comments already. Yo, do soon do that, your fellow neighborhood Jaxblade is back with another Month of Halloween video for today. Today was actually inspired by my good friend Jeff, aka Brig Snipes on frickin' YouTube, who asked this question in the comment section of my last video of how to fight these characters, or which horror characters could you take on hand to hand, you know, just with your mitts, not with weapons or anything like that. And it was a super fun video and a lot of people really got into it. But there was a couple comments on there, but one I think that just sparked it, that cracked me up, was my friend, so I'm just gonna read what he said. So it goes, "Hey bro, I have a question. Since you own all those Jason comic books and talked about before how busted comic Jason Voorhees is, do you think Baki Hanma could kill comic Jason Voorhees? Just from a fighting perspective. Like, how about this? Because I know Baki is super busted, but like, with Mike, if you had to make an amalgam of all the strongest Jasons into one super being with every strength he has ever shown in the movies and comics combined, do you think Baki could hit him enough to put him down for good, bro? Because in that one comic he showed me, that boy threw an entire redwood tree like nothing and tanked falling into the atmosphere, and I'm super interested in your thoughts on, since you're well versed on both." Sure, I love that. Also, this is just a quick side tip, but something I highly recommend to everyone out there, just like, because like sometimes I talk about these versus battles with my friends, and like, you know, every now and then it'll be like, oh, I didn't know that about that character, oh, I didn't know that about that character, and so like it actually encourages them to go check out the thing. But like, something I notice a lot of is there are people out there who will just like see a character and be like, no, I only know this character, I don't know anything about that character, but they can't be my character because I like them more, and stuff like that, and you know, stuff like that. And it's just like, dude, educate yourself on both, because that way you can have a more fulfilling discussion, and you can also like probably find out something cool. Like for instance, here's one that, besides the Sailor Moon thing, but like here's one like Saint Seiya, right? For people who don't know Saint Seiya, phenomenal anime manga that you can go read from the 80s, classic, chef's kiss. And there was this little debate thing I saw about like Goku fighting one of the Saint Seiya characters, and everyone was like, oh, Goku and stuff like that, and it's just like, and I'm just sitting here like, you do realize that Saint Seiya characters way back in the 80s were already doing Dragon Ball Super level feats and beyond. Like, it's just like, they were stupidly OP and busted. So it's just some on a topic of just like, be well versed in both, because also it just sort of makes it go like, oh, I can make up anything because you don't know. Like, you're not well versed in both of these, so I can make up any bullshit or something like that. But luckily I'll just like talk and show all this stuff because I love Jason and I want to do him dirty or something like that. So let's just get on with the discussion for today. Okay, so first off, let's knock this off the bat. All right. Baki Hanma is just, we already know how strong Baki Hanma is, okay? Baki is just like super strong, super durable, super fast, has incredible stamina and endurance, and his punches are just like freaking ridiculous, like super insane, like striking power. So if this was just a normal fight, of course, yeah, he would body Jason regardless, because it's not a competition in that regard. Like, Jason wouldn't be able to touch Baki. He wouldn't. That's the fact of the matter. He would not be able to touch Baki at all, and he would not be able to like hurt Baki in the sense of, so it'd just be a freaking one-sided thing for Baki. But here's the thing about this. Since you're wanting to talk about like a comic amalgam of all Jason and his strongest, so I'll make a part for Uber Jason, that's Jason X for those who are out there who don't know. And then there's Zombie Jason, of course. I'll talk about this now. Since you want an amalgam of all of them, here's the thing about Jason that is incredibly inconsistent in the comic books, okay? So like, because the comics have different writers, they can like make up their, you know, different thing of how they want Jason to be, right? Of course, like that's how every writer is. But like, there are just massive discrepancies between the durability. Like for example, I mentioned in my Jason versus Michael versus Leatherface video 3 years back, how in the comic books for Leatherface versus Jason, Jason gets knocked out by the back of the head by one of Leatherface's brothers with a hammer to the head, which makes absolutely no sense when we've seen him tank way, way worse and walk it off. Like hell, at the beginning of part 6, he tanks a freaking shovel and it's just like, what the heck? And that guy like threw all his weight into it. So it is completely a different story there. So like, you have to look at certain things. And another thing I want to bring up is the fact that Jason in the comics, they sometimes switch between, oh, is he a spirit Or is he like a super advanced zombie? Because sometimes it's just like, oh, they beat the crap out of him. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's gone. And then like he appears later on just completely fine. And well, sometimes that indicates because Jason in the comics is a way better healing factor than he ever did in the movies. Like his healing factor in the comics is like on some Deadpool shit. Like he'll just like start reforming right on the spot. So even if Baki hit him with utmost power and strength, like it's not gonna kill him right away because it's just he'll just regenerate from it. He'll just keep regenerating from it. So honestly, it'd just be like, imagine One Punch Man fighting a highly regenerable monster that's not like Boros or something like that, and even if you kept punching this monster into oblivion, like imagine One Punch Man fighting like someone like Majin Buu, right? Like let's say like I know people are like, well, the scaling doesn't allow for a little whatever. Shut up for a second. I'm talking about like if you like took Saitama as a gag power, right? And it's just like I'll win with one punch and whatever and just hit, and then Buu blew up. And then like Buu started to reform and stuff like that. It would just keep happening over and over because like you need to destroy every bit of Buu, like, and no amount of wind pressure like striking is going to like do that. So you have to like completely obliterate him with like atoms and stuff like that. Even though you probably could beat Buu to death, but I'm getting off topic. The whole thing I want to mention here is like no matter how much like Baki like strikes Jason, like zombie Jason specifically, like he's just gonna keep coming back. He's just gonna keep getting up. He's just gonna go like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude. And like even if like Jason can't hit Baki, it's just gonna be like, okay, I'm just punching a dead thing until it keeps coming back. It'd just be an immovable object meets unstoppable force in that regard, because it's just like, okay, whatever you do. And then again, to go back to what I was saying about, zombie Jason, like just constantly coming back or like being a spirit, because like sometimes it's just like, oh, is he a ghost? Is he like a wraith or something like that? And he's just like an angry spirit that's just going to keep coming up, because there are only if you want me to make an amalgam, of like all the Jasons, there's only two real ways to like put Jason down for good. And now the first way is you have to pin him at the bottom of Camp Crystal Lake. Now, like some people will be like, oh no, he can like still get out of the lake. No, for like most of the time, majority of the time, if you're able to lock him in place, like at the bottom of the lake, like just lock him in place, like just keep him there, he'll be immobilized. Like that happened like twice in the movies and a few times in the comics. But another thing too is like if you want to go by, God, I hate this movie, Jason Goes to Hell rules, even if you destroy Jason's body, right, like if you completely obliterate Jason, his soul will start possessing people. Like his soul will make you go, oh, I want to eat this piece of flesh that contains him, and then I'll start like becoming Jason, and my body's possessed now, and then he can talk to, like that's a fact you didn't know. Jason actually speaks in Jason Goes to Hell, is a stupid movie. But another way they talked about like you have to kill him is you have to be a member of his family and stab him with this ancient bone saber for a family dagger, this ancient like dagger from his family. It's completely convoluted and stupid. I completely agree. And you have to like stab him in the heart, and then he'll get sent right to hell. But like yeah, like every other time it's just like he won't die specifically. If you watch my Jason versus Michael Myers video, I went super in depth in that, because I was talking about Jason versus Michael Myers and how like it's basically, if you want to say Michael is immortal even though he hasn't really shown it, beside like I talk in depth in that video. I won't ruin it here, but like yeah, you can go watch that video. There's a lot of stuff where it's just like he's super durable, and when he became a zombie, he didn't really die. He just gets like immobilized for a bit of time, and then he gets back up. Like for instance, the ending of Friday the 13th Part 8, where he gets knocked by the water. It's just like, okay, well he appeared just fine, and Jason Goes to Hell, and then like you could just do this other thing, because oh man, like that's the thing about Jason. There's just so much about his character where it's just like it really is like a plot armor device, and it's not fair. Like I'll be real, I'll be the first one to tell you, I love Jason Death, but there's a bunch of things where it's just like, that's not fair. That's not fair. Like, why couldn't it be this? And then, especially when you get to like Uber Jason X, that dude is so freaking OP. He chucked a redwood tree like it was nothing in the forest, like killing a bunch of campers. And then like he actually got into a fight with zombie Jason, and it was pretty cool until like he ripped his brain out, and it was so cool. It was an awesome fight. And he was able to come into the atmosphere, because you remember at the end of Jason X, like he went into the Earth's atmosphere, and then it was like, oh, is he dead? Is he gone? We don't know. We just heard the I mean the remember kids, it is not it is ma. The reason he does that is because he wants to kill for his mother. So remember that. A lot of people always say that's incorrect. So I just educated you right there. But yeah, this is just fun to talk about because I love talking about like Baki and Jason and stuff like that. But yeah, like if you want the honest to God answer, like if Baki like just kept punching Jason and knocked him out, unless Baki actively goes and, you know, holds him down at the bottom of the lake, then he's just gonna keep coming back. It's just gonna be like, oh, a zombie puppy is following me around until it like bites me and its bite kills me or something like that. But yeah, Baki shouldn't sweat it at all because he's fought Yujiro, he's fought other countless people. But like, if he was to fight, it just wouldn't be like, oh, Jason's dead. Like, he's not gonna kill him. Like, you cannot kill zombie Jason or Uber Jason with brute force. Like, you absolutely cannot do that with them. Like, it's just, they're so busted in that regard. Like, it's just silly. It's stupid. And especially since you put in that freaking rule of like, oh, well, if you kill him and his body's gone, he's just going to possess someone. Like, it could be like a freaking Shigaraki, right? Shigaraki from My Hero Academia. Like, if he dusted Jason, just dusted him, right? Like, hypothetically, Jason's soul could just go and possess someone and then just, you know, begin a killing spree again and then just do that over and over again. And it's just a bunch of ridiculous stuff like that, because I love Jason Death. I love Jason Death, but like, there is a bunch of stuff where I'm just like, he is hacks. He is just super, super hack. So, yeah, that was fun to talk about. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, again, like, this isn't like a super in-depth video because there's not much for me to compare. Like, if you want me to compare like striking speed and all that other stuff, like, again, like, Baki outclasses Jason in so many regards, and like, if Jason did swipe and slash, like, he would not be able to hit Baki. Baki's reaction time is way too fast for Jason to like manage. So there you go. Hope that helped you out. Yeah, even if he activated his demon back, he still wouldn't be able to kill Jason with brute force. That's just not how it works for Jason, his powers. If you want to learn more about Jason, I've done many videos on him because that's my boy. I have a massive thing because bully kids stick together. Like, watch my playlist of like Jason horror videos because I talk so much about Jason Voorhees. Like, I've just been a massive colossal horror fan since I was like a little kid, and I know, like, it was those Movie Maniacs action figures, people. I love those Movie Maniacs action figures. They're so freaking cool, and I had them all growing up, and so that made me fall in love with horror because my mom and my uncle would always get them for me. So there you go. But yeah, if you ever want to see more of these, because literally, I mentioned before, I can name everyone in this list like casually. Like, I can name every single horror monster in this list because I've seen every one of their movies. I probably own every one of their movies too. And if you want me to, because I'm adept at anime too, if you ever want me to go like, oh, give me a matchup or something like that, I could definitely like tell you how it would go. Like, for instance, someone asked me the other day about Goku versus Wishmaster, because like Wishmaster, you know, grants wishes like dragons. And the thing is this, if like Goku ever made the mistake of saying like, oh, I wish you put up a great fight, then Goku's getting washed, okay? Like, that is pretty much it. Like, the Wishmaster's power is so busted that if he wished that, then it's just like, okay, I'm automatically stronger than your master Danny Phantom Ultra Instinct thing, and I'm just gonna body you so incredibly bad right now. So you asked for this is on you. Yeah, but again, if you have any ones like comics, anime, or whatever, and like horror villains or anything like that, I actually have a couple horror versus horror villains coming up later this month, which would be super fun to do because I love doing these every month of Halloween. And also, like I mentioned before, my Goku Tough Like the Tunes and like massive TMNT video. I've been working so fucking hard on both of those that I hope they are gonna be good. I'll probably do premieres for both of those, so you guys get those coming to look forward to. But thank you all for watching. But if you made it this far in the video, be sure to hit that bell icon down below and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. And sure, leave a comment down below, like if you have any like other suggestions, because I love like to hear people talk about this stuff. And then if you made it this far in the video, type hashtag Baki confused, because Baki would just be confused by this entire thing. I love seeing that. But anyways, like I always say, keep calm, booyah on, don't forget, Momentai. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and booyah!